A very good day, everyone. My name is Vaku, and as promised in my previous video, I am going to do a Vatsim flight and show you and let you listen how to communicate with ATC in Vatsim. Let's just say that I have a special guest on board today because one of the controllers at the Manchester airport we are flying out of today, called Nick, who became a good flight simulator friend, to say it like that, is the tower controller at Manchester today. So, Nick, thank you very much for helping me out here and to get this video out. What we will do first is we will connect to vPilot under the call sign that I have assigned, YNM1 Delta Bravo, and I am using a Boeing 38 MAX. So let's connect to the network. See if we can get any traffic. Oh, there's another aircraft at our stand, but that isn't really a problem. So we will just go to our cockpit as long as we can see our cockpit clear. No shenanigans. Yeah, we should be fine. Damage and all that is turned off, so it shouldn't really bother us anyway. So what we are going to do first is we always listen to the ATIS. The ATIS provides very important information related to the departure runway, QNH, sometimes also the transition level, the departing runway, etc., etc. I always suggest to get a notepad when using Vatsim, because you will have to write some things down, and it's always handy to be able to quickly write it down and use this to set up your aircraft and to communicate back towards ATC. So let's tune into the ATIS and see what the ATIS is telling us for our departure today towards Gatwick.
23 right, single runway operations, transition level 60, wind 110 at 3, visibility 8 kilometers, shallow fog, no significant clouds, temperature 4, dew point 4, QNH 1031, PDC available, login Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, ground is closed, contact tower on 118.630, advise on initial contact, you have information Bravo, call for push when tug connected and ready for push.
There we go. Information Bravo.
Manchester information Bravo. Time 2120 Zulu. Automatic. Runway in use. Runway 23 right. Single runway operations. Transition level 60. Wind 110 at 3. Visibility 8 kilometers. Shallow fog. No significant clouds. Temperature 4. Dew point 4. QNH 1031. PDC available, login Echo Golf Charlie Charlie. Ground is closed, contact tower on 118.630, advise on initial contact. 630. You have information Bravo, call for push when tug connected and ready for push.
Alright. So in other words, we got the information, which is Bravo. The departure runway is 23 right. Simbri showed the 05 left departure. So we probably need to have a close listen to the departure. It told us the transition level is 60, QNH is 1031, and we'll have to reach out to tower when we have connected our pushback tug. This is important because this can take a while, and when there's only a tower controller available controlling everything underneath here, he doesn't want to have to be waiting for you to get all of that done. So when they say please reach out when tug is connected, it means that you need to make sure that your pushback car or tug is connected before reaching out to tower asking for pushback.
What it looks like we can make right. Turn on to
before we ask for taxi clearance, obviously we need our IFR clearance. This is simply the clearance we need to be able to take off. What we will do is we'll tell the tower we are our call sign, then we follow by our aircraft type, and we tell them the stand to your route. Then we tell them the information that we got from the ATIS, which is information Bravo, and we ask them for IFR clearance to Gatwick. So let's contact our friendly controller Nick at Manchester here, and ask for an IFR clearance to Gatwick. Right, let's go. Manchester Tower, very good evening. Rhino 1 Delta Bravo is Thai Boeing 38 Max at stand 53 with information Bravo, requesting IFR clearance to London Gatwick. Ready to copy.
Rhino 1 Delta Bravo, stand by. Number 1 clearance.
Standing by.
Line 62 Yankee, after the British Airways A320 passes from your right to left, continue taxi, holding point Mike 1, runway 23 right, via Juliet. After the British Airways passes from right to left, hold taxi, to Mike 1 via Juliet, 60 Yankee. Short 3 Yankee, correction, Short 3 Hotel, will you be fully ready at reaching Mike 1?
Yes, fully ready.
Short 3 Hotel, roger, via Mike 1, surface winds 110 degrees, 3 knots, runway 23 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 23 right, shuttle 3 Hotel.
Line 18 Alpha, expect late landing clearance, surface winds 110 degrees, 3 knots. Expecting late landing clearance, Beeline 18 Alpha. Right now, 1 Delta Bravo, slight problem with your flight plan. Are you able to accept the Samba 1 Romeo departure, 23 right?
Yes, we are available to accept Samba 1 Romeo. Simbrief gave us the other one, and I already expected Samba 1 Romeo departure, Rhino 1 Delta Bravo.
Rhino 1 Delta Bravo, thank you. Are you also able to accept flight level 190, which is the maximum down to Gatwick?
Yeah, 190 is fine with us, Rhino 1 Delta Bravo.
Rhino 1 Delta Bravo, roger, you cleared to Gatwick via the Samba 1 Romeo departure, reroute Samba, November 859 Honolulu, then as filed. New cruise level, flight level 190, squawk 3513.
Samba 1 Romeo departure, flight level 190, squawk 3513 for Rhino 1 Delta Bravo.
Rhino 1 Delta Bravo, correct.
There we go. So he made a few small amendments to our flight plan because obviously Simbrief gave us the different departure, and the tower decided to open a different runway. And our initial cruising altitude was too high, so we said, well, flight level 190 is perfect for you. So we amended to flight level 190, we got a squawk 3513, and we will be using the Samba 1 Romeo departure for 23 right. This is done, so I'm going to set up my flight now. Once I set up the flight, I will need to ask for pushback and taxi clearance, and once that's coming up, I will come back with the next part of this recording. So, see you in a bit. Right, our airplane has been pretty much set up, as it is the first cold day of the year. PSX told me that we were able to get some de-icing done, so we are getting this done. The airplane, in the meantime, has been all set up for our departure towards London Gatwick. Once the de-icing is completed, we will set off towards Gatwick, request our pushback clearance and our taxi clearance. Right, we just jumped to night time because yeah, I was doing the time preparations, and then I switched to live weather and time, as it is night at Manchester, 10 o'clock at night. We will now request our pushback clearance and start our startup cycle from here on. Manchester Tower, Rhino 1 Delta Bravo at the stand 53, requesting push and start.
Rhino 1 Delta Bravo, stand 52, push and start approved, face east.
Facing east, Rhino 1 Delta Bravo. Right, facing the east, so that's to the right. So we will put the nose to the right, tail to the left. Oh. Nose to the right, tail to the left. There we go. Put this on and release the parking brakes. Start at will indeed. Starting up the engines. From there on, we will request taxi clearance. This will be very easy because we will literally start up from the runway just here to our right. What I always advise is to open Simbrief, open the charts and see the taxi charts, and have your pen and paper ready to write down the taxi instructions. So it's easy for you to just look on your charts and follow them from there on. Most of the mistakes on Vatsim are being made from taxiing mostly. People not following the taxi instructions properly, not reading them back correctly. And that obviously is a little bit of a shame. Just make sure that you write them down properly. Then even take your time to look into the charts to make sure you're taxiing the right way. And just follow the charts simply point by point as you've wrote
Charlie,
down.
Now current QNH 1031. That's information Charlie. QNH remains.
Right, as we just got our marshal on the left showing us the pin, the locking pin for the landing gear. That it has been disconnected. He gives us a little wave, meaning that we are good to go and that the aircraft is ready to taxi and take off. First, we will lower the flaps to 5. This is the setup that we chose for takeoff today. You can tell that the flaps are right coming down now. And then we will just request a taxi clearance. Manchester Tower, Rhino 1 Delta Bravo requesting taxi clearance.
Rhino 1 Delta Bravo, are you able Mike 1 or do you need full length?
No, Mike 1 is fine with us, Rhino 1 Delta Bravo.
Rhino 1 Delta Bravo, roger, taxi holding point Mike 1, runway 23 right by Juliet.
Holding point Mike 1 via Juliet for Rhino 1 Delta Bravo. Right. Jesus, this fog is getting worse by the minute. Love it. Right, so we got our instructions. We all follow Juliet. And then it's straight to the right onto Mike 1 following the charts. It's a very easy taxi instructions today. As Manchester's my main airport that I fly from and towards, it's for me easy to remember the taxiways by heart. And when you do so and also pick a favorite airport that I would recommend when you start with your Vatsim experience, you will at some point also remember where to go, but just keeping the charts on the side. Now we should receive our takeoff clearance very soon from Nick, and the takeoff here in foggy Manchester tonight, which is pretty awesome. This is Mike.
Beeline NXA Tango, welcome to Manchester, taxi right on Alpha, hold Alpha 3.
Right now, hold Alpha 3, Beeline NXA Tango.
Now we just wait for our instructions from Nick and our clearance to get onto the runway. You always hold short unless instructed otherwise.
Beeline 9XO Tango, taxi now, stand 202 via Alpha, Delta, Echo, November, Charlie, and Romeo.
Alpha, Delta, Echo, November, Charlie, and Romeo for 202 for Beeline 9XO Tango.
All good. Cabin crew, please be seated for departure. Thank you. Just messaging Nick.
Right 1 Delta Bravo, surface winds, calm, runway 23 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 23 right, we're now 1 Delta Bravo. There we go, so turn on the takeoff lights. Holy smokes, we don't see much, but we should be okay. We've got our takeoff clearance, so let's get onto the runway. And go for takeoff. We got takeoff clearance. don't mix this up with line up clearance. Line up means you line up and wait and don't take off yet. But we got our takeoff clearance, so it should be all good. Right. Let's get this show on the road. Let's go. And get out of foggy Manchester tonight. Rotates. Gear up. Positive rate of climb. Autopilot on, and make sure that we keep on climbing out of the fog. Speed is good. Flaps can come up. And we should be all good to go. Speed is still creeping up, flaps are coming up, altitude is increasing, so it looks like we're doing great for takeoff. And climbing out of the fog, beautiful. And now we wait for instructions. There shouldn't be any further controller available, unfortunately, for this part of the journey. So what I will do is wait until Nick gives us the go to Unicom 122.8. And once he's done that, we will just move to Unicom, and I will get back to you once we get into controlled airspace or onto approach with another tower. We should get this clearance from Nick soon. Is at Manchester Tower. Off. Great stuff. Have a look from the outside. Yeah, you can just see the fog, and the lower you go, the worse it gets. Awesome. Free. Same over here.
Well, everyone, Delta Bravo, Delta Federal ATC, modded Unicom 122.8. Sorry, Bart, for the late handoff. Have a great flight. See ya.
122.8 for Ryanair 1 Delta Bravo, and as always, Nick, thanks for the ATC, and see you soon.
You're very welcome. Speak soon. Safe flight.
Thank you. See ya. And that's our handover to Unicom by our mate Nick at Manchester. So we switched to Unicom 122.8. Manchester traffic, Ryanair 1 Delta Bravo just took off at Manchester Airport 123 right. Current flight level is flight level 10. There we go. So I've informed traffic around Manchester Airport that I've taken off my current flight level, and now I can just continue my climb to the designated altitude of 190 for this journey. As said, I will come back to you once we reach Gatwick, or when we reach another controller around London to go to the next part of the ATC. Right, as there was no air traffic available at Gatwick anymore, I've decided to just land at Gatwick, then take off from Edinburgh and fly back to Manchester, where our friend, a good aviation friend, Nick, is still in the tower. So at least we will be able to cover that part of the flight today. before we are going to land in Manchester, the first thing we want to do is we want to open up the ATIS of Manchester.
50 meters. Fog. Few clouds at 600.
Still fog.
1000 scattered. Ceiling 2100 broken. Temperature 3. Dew point 3. QNH 1031. LVP in operation. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Foxtrot call for push when tuck connected and ready for push.
Okay, so we've got low visual procedures, that means we have to do a full ILS landing.
Manchester information Foxtrot. Time 2250 Zulu. Automatic. Runway in use. Runway 23 right. Single runway operations. Transition level 60. Visibility 250 meters. Fog. Few clouds at 600. 1000 scattered. Ceiling 2100 broken. Temperature 3. Dew point 3. QNH 1031. LVP in operation. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Foxtrot call for push when tuck connected and ready for push.
Right. We've got the latest information. 23 right is also what I have on my flight plan by the Lake 1 Mike approach, which is also set up here in the FMC. Let me just check my charts really quickly because I already set up the course, which is 232 on both. And we need to set up the frequencies to the ILS frequency 109.5 for number 1 and 1095 for number 2. Then we got a minimums at 450. We just have to see if we can commit to that due to the fog. Probably not going to work, but let's go around a little bit. It's all interesting to try and get these switches to work when it's dark in my airplane. So let's turn on the dome lights so we can see a little bit more. Oh. We're going to lower it down because there's still fog. I want to lower it down to 200. Oh, let's make it 300. To 275. Right, we are approaching Manchester, and we are almost 20 nautical miles out of the airport. And when there is no center controller available, it is important that you let all the traffic know that you are 20 nautical miles out of Manchester or the airport that you're flying to, and that you expect to be there soon. So let's call this out. Manchester traffic, Rhino 1 Delta Bravo is 20 nautical miles out of the runway 23 right approach Manchester traffic. We just informed Manchester traffic that we are 20 nautical miles out, and they at least are aware of our arrival. We stay on the Unicom now until we are established on the localizer that we switch to tower and listen out for any other possible traffic until that point. So let's start our descent into Manchester. And yeah, reach out to the tower once we are on final approach. Right, we are getting close to the approach in Manchester. As it is foggy, and it means there is a possible go around, we will also tune our heading to the 232 heading. In case we have to go around, we can simply click the heading select. If needed, we do have a vector that follows the heading 232 for the go around. But just in case you get a system malfunction, it's easy to keep the 232 set up. The briefing says that once we missed, we need to follow a heading of 356. So actually, I'm going to set it up on 356, as there is already a waypoint set up for a go around, so that we can just follow it and make sure that we make our turn towards 356. As we are getting closer to Manchester Airport, do our before landing checklist. We got our speed brakes armed. We got our frequency set for the ILS approach. We've got our altitude set up, which is 3,500 for the 23 right approach at Manchester today. We've got our landing lights set on. So we should be all set for now to get to the final approach. Right, as we approach the final approach of Manchester, we're going to switch to the tower frequency like this and make our final turn into Manchester Airport. Once we are actually locked onto the localizer, which we should be in a minute, then we will reach out to the tower, but we have to make sure that we are established on the localizer first. It looks promising for the height. You can see this with this little triangle over here. We have the optimum approach altitude. Now we're just waiting to line up with the actual runway. So just wait for that to happen. Then we reach out to the tower, telling them we are on final approach, 23 rights.
DG741, runway 23 right, clear to land in case I didn't tell you.
There's Nick.
No problem, clear to land, 23 right, DG741.
Right, we are established. Gear down. Manchester Tower, very good evening. Rhino 1 Delta Bravo is on final approach, 22 right, 10 nautical miles out.
Alright, Air Delta Bravo, good evening again. Continue approach from 823 right, your number 2, surface winds 190 degrees, 1 knot.
Number 2, Rhino 1 Delta Bravo. And we'll continue the approach to your right, number 2.
2500.
Here we go.
2500.
We are number 2. So,
2500.
let's put the range down.
DG741, welcome to Manchester. Taxi right on Bravo, hold Bravo 2.
Right on Bravo, hold Bravo 2, DG741.
Even
And EG741, contact ground 121.855. Good evening.
121.855, EG741, bye bye.
It is
Right,
nice and
Bravo,
foggy.
runway 23 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 23 right, Rhino 1 Delta Bravo. 5 nautical miles out. Keep it on 160 until we're like, until the runway is pretty much in this last little, let's just say 2.5 miles out block on our display. It is a very poor visibility landing, so we will just let the autopilot do its work for now. Double, there we go. Land free mode. Right, let's slow it down. Full flaps. I've been bragging to Nick that I would not go around today, so let's cross our fingers that we do not have to go for a go around. Otherwise, Nick will probably make fun of me for the next couple of weeks.
D741, contact ground.
There we go.
300. 200. 100. Approaching minimum.
Got visual, so I'm 40, taking over.
30. 20.
A little speed up there. And we should be right here. Smooth landing. Lovely. Great landing. Absolutely. Reverse thrust off. And exit the runway. Perfect.
Ryanair 1 Delta Bravo, welcome to Manchester. I'm glad you could make it through the P-soup. You can taxi right on Alpha, hold Alpha 3.
Taxi on Alpha, hold Alpha 3 for Ryanair 1 Delta Bravo. Yeah, it was very foggy on the final approach, but all good.
Good.
Always great when you have nice ATC people. And guys, this just proves there's so many great people on Vatsim. Nick is one of them. One of the good old tower guys on Manchester. So you see, tower guys, well, everyone on Vatsim will be very friendly.
Right,
so
1
just
Delta Bravo, contact
the
Manchester ground on 121.855. Have a great evening, Bart, and speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Contact ground 121.855 for Ryanair 1 Delta Bravo. Thanks again for the great ATCing, Nick, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
See ya. Great guy. Right, let's go to the ground and I'll ask for our taxi clearance. We left the runway, so we need to turn off our landing lights, turn on our taxi lights, and turn off our strobes. In the meantime, we can also start up the APU, and now we're gonna contact ground. Manchester ground, Ryanair 1 Delta Bravo, requesting taxi to stand 53 if available.
Ryanair 1 Delta Bravo, Manchester ground. Hello, welcome. You can taxi stand 53 via Alpha Bravo Kilo Juliet and Golf.
Taxi to stand 53 via Alpha Bravo Kilo Juliet and Golf, Ryanair 1 Delta Bravo. Here we go. As you can see, it's very foggy. Obviously, in the real world, you would have to follow the signs, which is just a little bit difficult to read anyway, to see anyway when you're on a PC and your screens are a little bit limited. So therefore, I would definitely recommend to use SimBrief for the charts, Navigraph charts. Because that will also show you a live location of your aircraft on the actual map, and also makes it very easy for you to see the taxiways and where you are at the airport, knowing when to go right, when to go left, to follow the designated taxiways. To celebrate our landing into Manchester. No, not this one, but land it. There we go. Gets you in the mood, doesn't it?
Thank you for flying Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time. We hope you enjoyed yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
Right, and this concludes this video about Vatsim. One final thing that I wanted to give to you as advice is in this short tutorial, we did not have a center controller available. Center controllers pretty much control the airspace above airports and also other aircraft and other areas around airfields. They can control a top-down center, which means that if there is no tower, if there is no ground, no ATIS, sensor controllers can give you all of that information. They can also give you slight diverts to your different waypoints or different headings, which is also very interesting. So my advice would be that you have to know a little bit about how to put in a waypoint in your panel, in your flight panel. But that's what they do, and they also give you information such as the approach you should expect, the runway you should expect, etc., etc. For now, as we are rolling into our gate here at the Manchester Airport, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was a little bit of help for you to see how to request certain clearances, etc. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to ask them in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more Microsoft Flight Simulator content on this channel in the near future. We are planning, and I am planning on making more videos, obviously when Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 will release next week, and I cannot wait to see what Microsoft 2024 has to bring for all us aviator fans around the globe. For now, thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.